Friends, welcome back. In the last video, we saw the trade-off of inference speed versus performance, and we decided that for our specific criteria, we're going to go with deploying the FNet B2 model for Food Vision Mini. And by the way, I took a break between the last video and recording now, so if you do the same, don't forget to run all of the cells above so that we have everything loaded and we can start coding from here. So let's create another heading here. Let's bring Food Vision Mini to life, hey? Bringing Food Vision Mini to life by creating a Gradio demo. Woohoo! This is very exciting. So let's write this down. We've chosen to deploy FNet B2 as it fulfills our criteria the best. So if we go back right up to the top here, Food Vision Mini Model Deployment Experiment Outline, FNet B2 fulfills these as close as possible. Now, of course, it's not as fast as we'd like it to ideally be on the Google Colab CPU. There are ways to try and improve this, such as, for example, if you go improve PyTorch model inference speed, and then you're going to find a plethora of options for that. PyTorch performance tuning guide. I'll let you go and give that a shot. Maybe we want on CPU as well. On CPU. There we go. There we go. You might want to also look into PyTorch ONNX. ONNX typically helps to improve runtime. And then finally, there's also PyTorch OpenVINO, which is another way to improve. Here we go. Converting a PyTorch model to OpenVINO, which is another way to improve the inference speed on CPU. But I'll leave those as extensions, and of course, I've got these linked in the extra curriculum. But let's go back to what we're doing. We want to turn our Food Vision Mini model into a Gradio demo. And you might not have heard of Gradio, so let's have a look. What is Gradio? And the best place to find out is the Gradio website, gradio.app. So this is a brilliant explanation of what it is. Build and share delightful machine learning apps. Gradio is the fastest way to demo your machine learning model with a friendly web interface. That's what we want, a friendly web interface so that anyone can use it anywhere. That's exactly what we want. We want to deploy our machine learning model to the real world so anyone can access it anywhere. And that's what we're going to do. So by the end of the next section of videos, we're going to have our Food Vision Mini in an app that you can try out. So how about we see image segmentation? Is this going to work? Maybe it will. So this is what happens. You have some sort of inputs. Oh, there we go. It's not that great for the food, but of course it's probably not trained on food. But this is the whole crux of Gradio. You have some kind of interface. We're going to code this out in a second. Then a function to map some kind of inputs to some kind of outputs. That's the whole idea of Gradio. So with that being said, let's jump back into here, and I'm just going to copy this line. What is Gradio? Gradio is the fastest way to demo your machine learning model with a friendly web interface so that anyone can use it. We're going to copy that in here. And in fact, you're quite often going to see these days is if machine learning research is being published, they quite often deploy a demo of their machine learning research with Gradio. So for example, Salesforce, the company, just published a research paper called BLIP, which stands for, there we go, PyTorch code. See, research is done in PyTorch. Bootstrapping language image pre-training for unified vision language understanding and generation. So if we go here, we've integrated the web demo into Hugging Face spaces using Gradio. So this is from the Salesforce team, which is a big technology company. Here we go. This is what we're going to start working towards, something like this with our Food Vision Mini model. So let's see if we upload this photo of food. There's steak, chicken wings or something like that, and banana, tomato sauce. I ate this a few weeks ago. I can't quite remember exactly what it was. So this is what we want to do. Anyone can go to this link and try it out. Ours is not going to be the exact same, so here we go, an image with a plate of meat, bananas, and sauce. That's pretty good. So let me just give you a sneak peek of what we're working towards. This is my profile on Hugging Face. Eventually we're working towards creating Food Vision Mini. And this is all done with Gradio. So this is a spoiler alert. We want to upload, submit, Food Vision Mini, an EfficientNet B2 feature extracted computer vision model to classify images as pizza, steak, or sushi. There we go, steak. So this is what we're working towards. So let's get started. We'll go to the documentation here. How do we install? Well, here we go. Let's just see if this will work. Copy that into Colab. Does Gradio come installed? No module named Gradio. Okay, so we're going to have to install Gradio. That's okay. Let's go to PyTorch model deployment. I kind of knew this ahead of time, so I've got this little code snippet. This is from section 7, bringing Food Vision Mini to life by creating a Gradio demo. Let's just copy this so we can install Gradio into Google Colab. Beautiful. I'm just going to let this run for about a minute or so. Woohoo! There we go. We've got Gradio 3.1.7 installed. I'm going to delete this cell because we could try out some demos from Gradio, but I'd rather build our own with regards to Food Vision Mini. So just another quick overview of what Gradio is. We have our workflow here that we've been following, some sort of inputs, a machine learning algorithm, some sort of outputs. And in our case for Food Vision Mini, we have food images as inputs, a model/function to learn patterns in those inputs and generate predictions, which are our outputs. So this is what Gradio helps you to do. It helps you create an interface for this particular workflow. You have some kind of inputs, you have a model/a function for those inputs to go through and be transformed into some kind of outputs. And now, there are many different types that you could use Gradio for. Many different types of inputs and outputs. In our case, we're going to be focused on Food Vision Mini, but you could use text inputs, you could have some kind of function here, and then you have some kind of output. Then the same thing, you have maybe another text input, then you have a model/function, and in this case, it generates images with relation to your inputs here. So you could try this out. This is very popular at the moment. It's called Stable Diffusion. Let's look it up. This is the fun part of machine learning. Stable Diffusion, Hugging Face. There we go. So I'm going to give this one a like. So you can go chef teaching machine learning, because I like to cook, right? This is a machine learning cooking show. Let's generate some images. That might take a while because it's using a lot of compute. So I'm just going to leave this running in the background, and we're going to come to that later on. But we've covered the overview of Gradio. If you'd like to learn what other kinds of inputs and outputs are available, you can go through the Gradio documentation here, gradio.app/docs. We've got a whole bunch of components: text box, numbers, sliders, checkbox, radio, image, video, audio, files, data frames, time series, variable buttons, etc. It's a very, very powerful library to create machine learning demos. I highly, highly recommend it. That's why instead of talking about it, we're going to practice coding. So I'll see you in the next video. We'll see what Stable Diffusion has cooked up with a chef teaching machine learning.